Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Totally Indian Football Show. I'm your host Siju, and today I have a very special guest. Yes, all my guests are special indeed, but this one is joining me all the way from Canada, and it's a pleasure to welcome Subin Michael to the show. Subin, welcome.
Hey, hi, Siju. Hi, how are you?
It's good afternoon, right, for you over there?
Yeah, true.
Well, so a great way to start your weekend. I must tell our listeners that we've recorded this episode on a Saturday, but you're listening to it on a Wednesday. Well, let's just kickstart with things with Subin works with the ISL club Kerala Blasters, and I'm sure most of you guys who follow the club know him really well. He does a multiple things like he said on paper he works as a ui or website developer designer, takes care of a lot of things otherwise as well in terms of communication. Subin, why don't you tell us a little more about what exactly is your role with the club?
Yeah, sure. So myself, Subin Jacob. So I'm actually part of the marketing and media team of Kerala Blasters Football Club. So my job really entails. My position at the club is basically creative designer. So I've been there for around like 2 years. So as a creative designer, my roles and responsibilities generally include like developing and maintaining the official club websites and the e-shop that we have, and delivering internal marketing collaterals, maintaining clubs branding assets, delivering pitch decks, and to see on any internal creative requirements that generally comes the way. But how right, how it is in sports industry, the roles and duties varies on a day-to-day basis. Like one day you'll be working on a creative, the next day you'll be probably conducting a trial in somewhere. So the industry is like that, so you cannot shy away from that. For me personally, I've been often been worked in other departments as well, right? Like operations and sales, and I thoroughly enjoy that kind of environment. So that's a short intro about me.
Yeah, I think the aspect that you're touching about being multi-talented. I'm not sure if it's a very good thing also in the especially in the football industry, but that's how it is. People wear many hats, and every day our roles change. Though the title, as we are called on paper, would differ. But let's get to it, Subin. Now, this particular season that went by, it was one of even before the start, it was a season that was looking everyone was looking forward to, because we've seen in the past, not it was not a great performance by the team, and every year one common thing that everyone including myself spoke about was the constant change in the coach, after short duration, and the club never stuck with a coach, or for that matter even somebody who did well or was doing well didn't give the coach much time. So that was a major talking point about then hiring a director of football, getting someone, then getting a coach, and the whole pandemic situation, how it went by. How was the mood while entering this particular season that went by before things could get started? How would you put that?
Yeah, for you said it correctly. We when you see the previous seasons that we had, we kind of had this bad streak of having wanting to change the coaches every season. But again, when it comes to this season, the intent was very clear. If you see, we started the preseason preparations just right after the last season end. So we started the high performance training for some of the players back in Kochi right after the end of season 8. Sorry, season 7, I guess. So the intent was clear from the management. So as you said, we've had a sporting director from last season. So because it was his first season on the season 7, because he is very new to the Indian football community as well. So it requires of some time for him as well to know about the environment and how the things are happening in the league itself. But again, once he got the hang of it, the important decision was to replace the coach, and he found a correct contender for that. And we can say that finding the coach and staying with him is very important for a club, for a professional club, because we have to maintain that continuity and the way of football, that the brand of football that we are playing. So it was important for any club for that matter. So I think this season we kind of hit the right chord. We got a coach, like we got a coach that we really wanted, because you probably know, right, how Ivan is. He's one of the most charismatic football coach that I have ever seen in Indian football lately. So he bring that aura and that character in the team, and he kind of he kind of bring that positivity mood around the club itself, even if it's on the field and off the field. He's the factor that gels the whole team together. So I think that was the key important decision that the management made, which we could generally translate that in the field itself. So the mood has been really great, very positive. Not just the coach, I would say some of the players that we hired this season, especially players like Cabra and Leskovic. These are like born leaders. They really don't want to lose. So these kind of characters bring that kind of positivity around the club that generally imbibe in other players and as well as the supporting staff. That's the reason that was the thing that translates into the field, and that's how I believe that we were able to you know we were able to be successful in this season. That's the reason, I guess.
Right, I think recruitment was definitely bang on for Kerala Blasters, and then it was just about how to get things started. Now, how was Duke? If you can share some of the insights that happened, behind the scenes with probably the first interaction that the coach, when he came down, he was hired during whole pandemic situation, and then the season coming up, it's a bubble in the preseason. What was the first interaction from with the coach and the team like?
Well, what more I can say about him? Like, for me, he was the game changer for KBFC this season. Yes, we had great foreign signings, but the biggest difference was I think it's Ivan. So whatever little interactions I had with him, I must say that he's so charismatic, and the aura that man possesses is sometimes it's very it's enviable, I would say. And I'm sure it was the X factor for this team. So, and for me, I think he's so peaceful, calm, and composed, and he's an excellent people's person. Especially he's previously he was he was a player, so he know how to handle the players, and he keeps a very individual relationship with everyone, not just the players, but with the supporting staff, even the people the ones from the marketing and the media team, because we generally are not part of the bubble, or like we are not generally travel with the team. But again, whatever little interactions we had with the phone calls or in the chats, he keeps a very good individual relationship with us. So that itself gives a positive vibe about him, like he cares. So I think that's the reason why the players also wanting to give more than the 100% on the field, because of the relationship that they had with the coach. So I think I first met when he came to Kochi for the first time. I think we had a team meeting with all the players and all the staffs at KBFC, and I think the management team everyone was there. So right from that moment itself, I felt a good positive feeling about him, because the speech he gave, like it was so realistic, and it was so meaningful, I would say, because there was no unrealistic ambitions he have set. He know there was lots of areas to improve in the team. So the objectives he set was very realistic, and he stick to it. And I think that was the reason. That was the reason that we were able to be successful this season.
Right. Now, the first match that you all played was not in your favor. It was a huge disappointing start to the season. Did you think that now that you look back, did you ever feel like this is where the team would go all the way after a first dismal match, like a dismal performance that KBFC put up? And then the team went on to also dominate for a few period as as table toppers, and then going on all the way to the finals. Did you, as someone following the club, working with the club, uh, feel that you guys are going to go this far?
Yeah, because for me, I had this privilege to watch all the the training routines that the team was doing, especially during the preseason time in Kochi. So I knew how the works have been done backstage in the training ground. So I was sure that this team would be definitely much better and would be going to be performing much better than how we performed last season or before that, because the routines, the things that are happening around the club were so good. So the first match result was not at all a bother for us, especially for the people who are around the club. I think because if you see even after the Duran Cup, we had a very dismal Duran Cup campaign. But again, it's all about preparing the players and seeing the potential what all can have. Means for example, if you see the preseason matches that we played in Kochi, so he Ivan purposefully, I think, he gave opportunity a lot of young players, and he was kind of figuring out the perfect starting 11 for the ISL, and I think he succeeded in that. And the first match loss against ATK Mohan Bagan, for that matter, was not at all a big worry for us, because we have seen the good sides in the preseason matches, as well as some shades in the Duran Cup as well. So we know we were sure about the ability that the team possess, and also about some of the players that we had, especially Luna and Alvaro Vasquez. So we knew that we'll peak later on the league stage. So for me and for the club, I think the first match loss was not at all a worry.
Right now, how important was to perform and for KBFC to make that statement with this particular season? Because, like we discussed at the start, that it wasn't going great for the team, and that is something that the fans have been deprived, because the support from the fans have been there since the start of the club, and it's the maximum everywhere, right? I mean, wherever even India goes or any other club travels outside the country, the Manjapada is right there to support them. So it was something the fans were waiting for a season like this. Just maybe missed it out on a whisker in the in the finale. But as someone working so closely with the club, how important was this? Thinking from a fan's perspective. Um, Yet there's no trophy, but this is definitely a good start going for to going ahead. So how important was this particular season?
Yeah, it was really important because for the last 3-4 seasons we've been not performing the way we should be. So not just in the fans perspective, if you see the marketing perspective as well, it is really important for a club to perform and be consistent. So for that matter, it was really important for us to get a good season and start igniting from there. So like so what do you say, like yeah, for a fans perspective, I would really say that the fans and the people in Kerala definitely deserved a much better performance from their club, definitely. But we cannot simply we cannot simply blame anyone here, because every year the management and the team came with the same ambition to the win the ISL. But again, in some way or the other, it really never really worked. But again, every season we tried to push ourselves hard and get the result we wanted. But somehow it didn't really happen past seasons. But this season, I must say that the management was, you know, uh, you know, they were running all the shows, and the selection, especially the coach selection. here, and the culture as well. If you see the culture around the club as well, is being completely changed, for a matter of fact. And uh, and and the mood that this season, the mood around the club this season has been very positive. So I think this was like a intentional thing from the management to improve the mood, or I mean, like, to make the mood around the club very positive, especially if you see the camaraderie between the players and the coaches, and the coach being the mentor of many young players. These all small things matter a lot when you play for a league like ISL. So I think I'll have to give the credit to the management in putting together such a good team, and creating a mode around the club, not just in the players areas, but together as a club. Together as a club, they created a positive mood around. So I believe that kind of pushed ourselves to get that, what you say, to get that achievement that we wanted. So that I believe was happening last season.
Can you probably tell us something about your perspective into the sporting director that you guys hired? He's from all the way from Lithuania. Um, what was that decision like, and how do you think that also added to probably the season that went by?
Yeah, definitely. I think you probably know, right? He is the one who handles all the player recruitments and coaches recruitment as well, with consultation with the management. I've been more indulged into the marketing and media side, but whatever little knowledge I have, he's been really good in picking players with the amount of budget that we have. So he have been successful. If you see the players that we got last season, like Luna and Alvaro and Leskovic, and some of the players like Perez. These players, these all players are very new to Indian football. So all credit has to be given to Carolis, for that matter. And again, for some of the Indian players also who come to the roster this season, he played a good role in scouting them and bringing them to the fold. So he's considering the fact that he's very new to the Indian football. So far, I'm really impressed with the way he's been working. I think his appointment as well is a really good, really positive way for a club like Kerala Blasters to move forward and bring that glory back home.
Now, coming to you and your role that you do, Subin, you've been working with the club for 2 years, and how what made you what happened to probably take this shift to getting out of the country but still be associated uh, with the club, and how are you managing that?
Yeah, so moving out of the country was something very personal, because it was like I was not planned to move to Canada, but again, there was some family emergencies that came up, so I had to move to Canada for some time. I'm not sure how long I'll be here, but again, I'm hoping that I can finish all the things here and come back to India as soon as possible for works related. But I think works are going really well, because yeah, since I'm out of the country, I mostly I work remotely from here. Since I'm in my line of work, it's not a problem for me to not be there personally there in Kochi, but I can do most of my work on a remote basis. So far everything is going fine and smooth, I guess.
Right now, someone from Kerala and in the sports industry, especially in football, and working with a team from the state itself, I'm sure it's most of us would like that, the sound of it. And if you can share your personal experience so far that you worked with the club and you continue to work, how has it been like for you?
It's been so amazing because especially as you said, working for a club from your state itself is a great honor. And also the team that we have, it's a very it's a very young team, and we are all on the same line in most of the things. So especially if you have director of means like sorry yeah, club director who is also on the same age of you, and he's so approachable. I'm talking about Nikhil here. So he's so approachable and so nice with everyone around the club, and the team that we have. We've got a great marketing and media manager, and the other teams in the marketing and media team are so energetic, and all our fans first here than the employees. So they really want to be the best in all areas. Like we want this club to be the best in all areas of football, not just like in the field, but on a marketing wise, in the media wise, or the social media, whatever things that's there. We really want this club to be the best, and especially someone who's coming from Kerala, who's actually we were longing for a football club for so long, and finally we've got this club. So we want this club to be like the best in all areas in the country. That's what we are working here for. So that in that sense it's been so blissful for me, and I'm really enjoying my time here.
So finally, Subin, to conclude, now we are approaching a new season, though there's still some time for it. But is there anything that you can tell us and the fans? What is Kerala Blasters planning for the upcoming season with regards to marketing and media side of things?
Okay, so I'm not at liberty to disclose much of the things, but again, if you see the last season, we've on the marketing and media side, we've worked really hard to put out all the contents that the fans wanted, and we kind of created a communication, the communication easy with the fans, and we really wanted to continue the good work from now on. We've got a really good media team, and so we really want to up the scale as well. So far we've trying to figure out the plans, and we've continued to work and cater to the fans as much as good contents and whatever avenues that is possible, and we really want to engage with the fans even in the off season. So yeah, we are planning things, and hopefully we can have a good season next season as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Subin. I think the most important aspect to take away for the fans from the show is definitely that the good things will be continued. And we already see that in some players and coach being retained. So, just like Subin mentioned, though he could not reveal much, there's definitely more good things on engaging with all of you fans coming on as well. And I hope to see the other good news is that Subin coming back to India and coming back to Kerala and working with the club from here. Subin, thank you so much for making time. I've been bothering you for this for a very long time, but finally you made it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Siju. No problem. Have a good day.
To all the lovely listeners, thank you so much for your time and patience. Do continue showering your love upon our show. Please do follow and subscribe to the Totally Indian Football Show. We are available on all the audio platforms. I'm Siju and signing off. Thank you very much.